And along those lines, one thing that we often do to ourselves is we starve our mouths of getting involved in the action. So Dr. Forget, he's always got something to say, but he isn't saying anything useful. He's the force that's constantly trying to distract you with some new ad or what have you, and this is not good. What you need instead is to be talking about the information that you want to retain. So one of the things that you do is you find some people who will be willing to listen to what you have to say, so you can practice getting the information through the muscles of your mouth, which will help you retain it longer. And so let's say you're learning a language. Well, obviously you've got speaking partners, but what I used to do when I was living with roommates is whatever language I was studying at that time, I would just say, hey, I just learned this crazy phrase, or I would sing them a song in the language that I was learning, just as an extra layer of getting that information into my memory. And it really is no skin off their back. They don't mind. I'm just like, oh, and I would tell them how that I memorized it, which is another way that you learn memory techniques better, is you explain how you're doing the memory tricks. And that's another way of getting it through your mouth. So make sure you're talking to other people about what you're learning. And you can also type, but it's not the same as speaking it, because speaking also gets you to hear yourself, and you refine your abilities to actually explain things, so you explain it to others and yourself in a way that constantly improves at the same time. It's very, very powerful. And if you struggle with that, I mean, there's got to be channels about how that you can make friends and all that sort of stuff, or get involved in groups. Just put some time into making sure that you have enough verbal exchanges with people specifically about the things that you're learning, so that you'll be able to retain it better over the long term. And push comes to shove, do what I do. I talk to myself. I talk to myself silently as I walk around, but I also like to talk out loud, like when I'm in the shower, or often when I'm in this room planning things. I will just say out loud what it is that I'm thinking, and if I want to remember things, like I'm writing a new book now, and when I want to remember things, I actually verbalize it, and it helps me retain better without having to go to the extent of sticking things in a memory palace, which I sometimes also do. But just getting it through the mouth already makes that information much more retainable.